Have you ever wondered why some parts of the world are completely off limits to pilots? Areas that even the bravest flyers will avoid at all costs? In this video, we'll explore some of the most dangerous airspaces on Earth and why even seasoned pilots refuse to fly over them. From the mysterious Bermuda Triangle to active war zones and regions with deadly weather patterns, these areas pose significant risks to any flight. But what makes them so dangerous? And why do pilots feel that steering clear is their safest bet? Let's find out. Before we dive in, hit the like button if you're fascinated by aviation mysteries. And don't forget to subscribe for more air crash stories and investigations. The Bermuda Triangle, a zone of mystery. Let's start with perhaps the most famous of them all, the Bermuda Triangle. This region in the Atlantic Ocean has captured imaginations for decades. It's notorious for the unexplained disappearances of planes and ships, like the infamous Flight 19 in 1945. Many pilots refuse to fly over the triangle. Some claim they've experienced strange compass readings, sudden engine failures, and in rare cases, even vanishing radar signals. But is it all just myth? Or is there something more sinister at play? While modern-day experts believe the disappearances are due to extreme weather and human error, the Bermuda Triangle remains a place pilots prefer to avoid. After all, who wants to risk flying through a zone with such a dark history? Would you fly through the Bermuda Triangle if given the chance? Let us know in the comments. War zones, a different kind of danger. Now, let's move from mysterious to extremely dangerous war zones. For obvious reasons, pilots avoid flying over active conflict areas. Take places like Syria or Ukraine, where airspace can be contested and missile systems are a very real threat. The downing of Malaysia Airlines Flight MH17 over Ukraine in 2014 was a tragic reminder of what can happen when a commercial plane enters hostile airspace. Since then, international aviation authorities have marked war zones as no-fly zones for commercial flights. But sometimes these areas shift quickly and pilots must remain vigilant. In many cases, pilots aren't just avoiding bullets or missiles. They're also steering clear of communication breakdowns and unpredictable military actions that can lead to disaster. In fact, most airlines now reroute their flights miles out of the way to ensure the safety of their crew and passengers. What would you do if you found out your flight path went through a war zone? Scary, right? Dangerous weather zones. Sometimes the biggest threat isn't man-made. Nature itself can create zones so dangerous that pilots have no choice but to avoid them. One of the worst offenders? The Intertropical Convergence Zone, or ITCZ, also known as the thunderstorm factory. This zone, especially in regions like West Africa and Southeast Asia, is known for producing sudden, violent thunderstorms. Imagine trying to fly through towering clouds that reach 40,000 feet, filled with turbulence, lightning, and extreme winds. It's a nightmare for any pilot. And then there's volcanic ash. When volcanoes erupt, they shoot ash miles into the sky, creating invisible hazards that can shut down jet engines in seconds. After the eruption of Eyjafjallajökull in Iceland in 2010, thousands of flights were canceled, and air traffic across Europe came to a standstill. Have you ever experienced turbulence on a flight? How bad was it? Other zones of danger. There are also areas where terrain itself is the challenge. High-altitude regions like the Himalayas present problems due to lack of oxygen, unpredictable wind patterns, and the sheer difficulty of navigating mountainous terrain. Pilots flying over these regions need to be on high alert at all times. It's no wonder that these areas are avoided unless absolutely necessary. And the truth is, pilots are always making tough decisions to ensure the safest route, even if it means taking the long way around. So the next time you're on a flight and wonder why it's taking a slightly longer route, remember, sometimes it's better to go the long way than to risk flying through some of the world's most dangerous skies. If you found this video interesting, hit that like button. And don't forget to subscribe to Mayday Mayday for more in-depth stories about aviation mysteries and air crash investigations. Stay safe, and we'll see you in the next one. Which dangerous zone do you find the scariest? The Bermuda Triangle, war zones, or extreme weather areas? Let us know below.